you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
Red and blue sparks always inside. Coming on the fire, not afraid of confrontation. It's like the call of the wild, ready to ignite. We're out tonight.
This is a fantastic song from a band named Silverdose. And we have the privilege to have the singer and songwriter and guitarist Gus Andrade. Hey Gus, how's it going?
Hey, how are you doing, man? I'm doing great.
Awesome, fantastic. Silverdose. This is a wonderful name, and you sound really powerful. I'd like you to take the floor and introduce yourself.
So I'm Gus Andrade, singer and guitarist for Silverdose.
Beautiful. So Silverdose has just released this band from New Orleans, Louisiana, and they just released their last record, and includes this wonderful song, Headlines. And tell us about your journey a little bit. For how long you been playing? A little bit about you, the person behind the music.
So I'm from Brazil originally, and I started playing when I was like 13 years old. After I learned about Nirvana, and I got addicted to rock and music, and I've been playing for several bands over there before moving to America about almost 4 years ago. And then after moving here, I started Silverdose here in the area of New Orleans. And it's been a great journey since then.
Why did you choose to come to New Orleans, to the United States? Why that in particular?
So my wife's from here.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That makes
we
sense.
We have like a crazy story that happened because for being a musician in Brazil years ago, I always add everybody on social media, and because of that, I had people from different countries and probably some friends in common. She had me on Facebook, and the rest of the story is I came here and a few times, and we ended up getting married, and I wrote a song about it. One of the songs of the album, 4,700 miles. That's actually the distance between the city I'm from and here.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a wonderful story. That's amazing. Well, we kudos to your lovely wife, and thankfully we have you now here, creating this fantastic music, and the process. So, do you feel that is very different to try to make music in Brazil versus in Louisiana?
Yes, I can tell there are differences. My experience as a musician in America is it's a little bit different because Silverdose played. We played our first show, and the pandemic started like about 2 days later, something like that.
Oh wow!
So my whole experience is a post-pandemic and like during and after the pandemic. It's been great, you know. I think like now that things are open, the band it's just like we're playing a lot, and it's been like a great experience. I learned more about, you know, American music is very popular everywhere. I'm sure you know about it. But anyway, I'm always like learning new stuff and being able to add a little bit of my background. Like as you can hear, like headlines have like a Latin Brazilian rhythm, and some other songs as well. So it's great to have this exchange of culture and exchange experiences and backgrounds. It's been amazing.
Oh wow, that's fantastic. So, how did it go? Like you just like, you know, put together your suitcase and your guitar, and you arrive in the airport. And what's your plan? What's your feeling at that time? What are you thinking? What's going through your head?
So when I arrived here in America, I always had the intention on working with music, you know, kind of starting my career over here in America. But I had nothing in mind, like nothing concrete, like what I'm gonna do exactly. I moved here with like a few songs that I wrote, and then I show up in a few like festivals that they had like space for jams and like open mic nights in a few bars around here, and that's how pretty much I started, like from scratch, literally. So I started meeting some people in these open mic nights, and that's how Silverdose started, like just starting pretty much from scratch.
That's amazing, and it's very commendable, and it's very admirable, because it takes
I appreciate it.
bravery. Yeah, so it's so easy to stay inside your comfort zone, and yeah, I'm okay. Like, I do music, I'm good, but that's it. No, it's to start from scratch. It's always it's very commendable. So, you know, kudos to you. And actually, you gave us a very good piece of advice, a very, very good idea. So there are, or you were able to find festivals with space, sometime for jamming. Is that right?
Yes. I've been to my first time playing here. My first time playing here in America was actually at my wedding, because I played 4,700 Miles, the song I mentioned that is from the album.
Nice.
But back then it was before the band was formed. I already had that song. So I played for the first time here in America, actually at my wedding, and then I show up at a festival. They had I didn't have like a spot to play, like on stage or anything, but they were promoting like the meetings in between like musicians and putting them to jam together. And I show up with acoustic guitar and just, you know, start talking to people and jamming with them, and just for the network and you know, for enjoying, you know, the music, learning and getting to know people. And that's how I got invited to play in the bars here in the area for like open mic night. So it was kind of like I just went out to show my face and show my music, and it worked out.
It's still commendable, you know, brave. What can I say? Awesome job. Yeah. And 4 years later, you have a record that you're releasing. and with a top of the line, absolutely producer. Tell us about that. Tell us, how did you get in touch with Jack?
So, as I was saying before, we played our first show, and then the pandemic started. So all the opportunities of playing the first gigs, they were canceled. And we started doing some live shows like on Facebook, live on Instagram, these kind of things. And with other bands around here whenever we get the chance. And we got to play with a band here from Louisiana called Them Guys. They invited us for a live streaming concert on Facebook. And we played that night. And Jack was, probably because of a friend in common, on Facebook, he ended up watching us playing, and he actually, the song that got him interest was 4,700 Miles, the same song, you know.
Wow.
I think he understood that there was something about it, you know.
That's an amazing look. I see a pattern here with, you know, this is fate. It was definitely meant to be, right?
Yeah, it sounds like. So he got in touch, he messaged us as soon as he heard the song, and he said like that he was a producer, and you know, he worked with like several big artists and have done like amazing things, and we got yes. So as after this live streaming show, Jack Mill messaged us and introducing himself, and you know, of course, he worked with like several big artists before, and he has done amazing things. So we got super interested in working with him, and he was super interested that he was like he wanted to work with us because of our original music without knowing us. So this connection was super special, and then it took kind of like, it was still the pandemic, like in the worst part of it. So it took us a while to actually have all the recording sessions with him. But since then, we've been working together. We recorded 3 songs of the album first. And we actually released it as an EP that the songs are Down the Land, 4,700 Miles, and Still Lingers. And they are part of the album as well. They were remastered for the album. But in this meantime, we've been like working with him and writing new songs. You know, actually like doing the pre-production for a few months until we complete the whole recording of the album and, you know, post-production and everything. It was a great journey. We are really happy with like that we worked with him and the results of the album. We just love it. I'm not gonna lie. Amazing.
Yeah, no, Jack is a tremendous, wonderful producer, and you know, your story is very special. It sounds to me, you know, you were meant to be here. So, SLANDER, that is your album. Tell us about it. Why the Rooster? And how many songs? Tell us about the album, SLANDER.
So, SLANDER, the word was taken from the lyrics of the song Cold War. You know, we kind of like live in some, you know, crazy times. So, SLANDER, it talks about like all this as Cold War and kind of headlines introduce the theme a little bit. It talks about like a lot of this division and like, you know, this atmosphere of like conflict and like narratives and like people, you know, getting divided and everything. And the Rooster I also worked with and went to school for advertisement and this kind of things. And the rooster is the symbol of it. You know, like and when he, especially also related like to propaganda and this kind of things that we approach on those lyrics. So that's why I picked the rooster to be the you know, the main character of the album, like the image of the album, with that texture of newspaper and like media stuff, and all together like this big confusion of stuff. And the rooster himself, his name is Big Bird. This is a family rooster here. My mother-in-law owns him. It's like a pet. So I took a picture of the rooster. I created the artwork.
The artwork is
well.
incredible. I love it. Yeah, that's funny. I can tell we have some connection here in terms of the artwork and the techniques, and really the cover is amazing. You know, the design is fantastic. Yeah, good job. All right, so we want to talk about your future plans. What would you like your future to be?
So as we just released the album, we want to promote it as much as we can. We've been like playing a lot of shows. We played last night, we played tonight as well. And we've been playing as much as we can, and we, playing our original music, promoting especially the album. And we are already working on new compositions and, writing a few. I'm always writing something, and with the band, we jam a lot in studio, and we are coming up with new ideas. And of course, listen to the album and seeing the things we most like and how we can get better. And, doing all this process of trying to master our craft, do whatever we do. When it works, we want to get better. The things that we think it sounds good. And always trying different stuff. We are super open-minded about many different kinds of music, to be honest. We listen to everything. I listen to everything. So I try to bring, I'll probably bring some more of my Brazilian influences and some other stuff as well. We are super open-minded for the new stuff and excited about writing more music and probably releasing a few singles and write another album. But the priority right now is to promote SLANDER, play as much as possible. And we've been working, we are probably gonna release a music video pretty soon. That's one of the main goals for right now.
Sounds fantastic. Yeah, let us know when the video is ready. SLANDER looks to be and sounds like an amazing record. To get it and to find the dates. I mean, I can see that you have your tour dates published here on your Instagram, and I'm really glad that we were able to talk with you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad to talk to you. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful band. Gus, so the final question to you is, if you were able to give an advice to your younger self, what would it be?
To my younger self, I would probably just tell myself to, be open-minded about music, be brave to try new stuff, and, play with other musicians, as much as you can, and, just learn from the ever experience. I think I try to do that nowadays. I'm always telling me the same advice probably. But I think it's about it. Like, the more, I would say, try to share as many experiences as you can with like the crowd and other musicians, because it's a journey of learning of forever. That's what I believe.
Excellent advice. Try to share as many experiences as you can. Beautiful. All right, so Gus Andrade.
Really good.
Thank you. From Silverdose. Silverdose, I really like the name. What's the origin of the name? Before we go, how did you come up with this good name?
So the name, it's really hard to find a name for a band that hasn't been taken.
It is really cool, yes.
It's really hard. And I wanted something that would sound good, and it would also, like, of course, it was meant to be an English name, but I wanted it to not be something that would be too complicated to, like, a few other languages as well. That's something that wouldn't sound too hard. And I was thinking for days and days, and I came up with this name kind of like out of the blue. I think the way it sounded good, silver and dose, kind of like the sound. It almost sounds like overdose, like silver dose. And it's a strong name. It initially didn't have like a very, very precise explanation about it. And we like to keep it like open. We came up with some theories, and people come up with some theories, and sometimes they're hilarious. It's great to hear what people can. I like to leave things a little bit open for people have their own interpretation about it. So it's interesting.
So, do you remember any particular theory that you thought, oh wow, that's interesting?
There's two of them come to mind, like the two that I thought it was like I wouldn't have thought about it, but some people thought it was some kind of drug. I heard that a few times, and also once I heard like the silver dose, somebody thought it was like a silver bullet, to kill like a werewolf or something like that. Wow, and I thought it was like so crazy. It was totally different from anything that I imagined, and I love it. It's just like I said, just like the lyrics of the song. Sometimes people come up with like different meanings to it, and I love to hear, because the art has its own living. It has its own life, so it means different things for different people, and I'm all about it. I love it.
Yeah, that's the way it should be, right? And open enough to interpretation, to adapt it to your own experience and live it through your own life. Make it yours. But that those are beyond incredible theories. All right, so like I was saying, it's been a real pleasure. We wish you with your project all the best. SLANDER.
Thank you so much.
To you. Thanks to you for your time. SLANDER from Silverdose, the record with the rooster on the cover. Beautiful, wonderful. All right, Gus. Thank you so much. Until the next time.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure. Let's enjoy a little bit more of Headlines.
Living for the things it's in our nature. It's like the call of the wild, ready to ignite. We're out tonight, heading for the prize. In the morning we'll be making the headlines. We dance on the city lights, getting away with the crime. We're out tonight, making the headlines. We are out tonight. We
of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh. Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.